Hello and welcome to CH Pleasure Brews. I'm Tim. Tonight I'm joined by my friends, a Shawnee dude. Say hi, Sean.
Shawnee dude?
Yeah.
I'm not a Shawnee dude. I'm a Jamaican dude. All right, Shawnee. I don't know who is a Shawnee dude. What is? Start over. Gosh darn it. Terrible. Shawnee dude. That was brilliant.
You know
Hello,
it's brilliant.
everyone. Hello.
Hi, Jamaican dude. How you doing?
I am now a Shawnee dude.
A Shawnee dude. And we're also joined tonight by Mr. Mike J himself. How you doing, Mike?
Good. How are you all doing?
Good. I asked Mike to join us tonight, so I got a request for a budget Armix and Kraum. Little did I know that there was also another video that had been dropped today. That was kind of ironic, so it's a lot of excitement for you today, isn't it?
Yeah, this deck's been getting a lot of hype. I brought it to Vegas and played it there with a lot of great success and got the attention of a lot of the playing with power guys, Ian, and pretty much every pod I was in. My win rate was very high. It was around like 70 or 80% throughout the whole weekend, and that's kind of carried through to a lot of my various webcam games I play, as well as at PAX Unplugged this past weekend. So starting to get a lot of attention, and I'm glad people are starting to get excited for the list.
Yeah. So with that in mind, why don't we actually, now that we've gotten our little introductions out of the way, why don't we go ahead and just go over kind of what the list is?
Yeah, so this list is my take on Grixis. So a lot of people see Grixis and they just assume, all right, we're just trying to jam Nas turn 1, turn 2, go as fast as we can, or just really proactive strategies. So I wanted to take a little bit of a different approach to that, where we have all those great payoffs, such as Ad Nas, Citadel, Breach, etc. But I wanted to be able to play a more grindy mid-range game and go off more at like my leisure or like an end-step Nas instead of just trying to jam it. So I figured Armix and Kraum were two really good candidates for this, because Armix lets me control the board and deal with creature threats, which are the bane of Grixis' existence once hate bears come out and stacks pieces. And then Kraum lets me keep fueling Armix by drawing cards as well, just giving me card advantage in the command zone. So this is a deck that's able to play the really long grindy game exceedingly well, while it also is able to just go fast and do Grixis things when it sees an opening.
Right, when it just kind of, it transitions very well, and then just has like a very slim win con package and is able to execute that plan, but then kind of control. That's kind of the same thing I do with Kess. Like I tend to play more of a mid-range Kess versus like a turbo Nas Kess, because I like Kess's ability to like replay cantrips, replay my tutors, replay my board wipes. Like I like that ability.
As Jamaican dude always makes fun of me for, my decks are kind of boring. They're very lean, and I just try to play as efficiently as possible. So I don't really have any pet cards, which kind of makes me a little bit boring in deck building, but it does lead to powerful lists that just get the job done and are just good at grinding and getting value.
They're business lists. That's what they are. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's what you play when you mean business, right? So outside of the normal Oracle Consult, outside of Breach, Underworld Breach and Brain Freeze, what are some of the things that kind of make Armix and Kraum stand out versus, say, other Grixis commanders and partners pairs?
I'd say Armix's ability to fill the graveyard is really nice, especially for Breach and Yawgmoth's lines, as well as killing other value creatures that you can bring back with your own Mnemonic Betrayal. Okay. While I don't like viewing Armix as like a discard outlet, it's just nice to get incidental value when we have Breach as a win con and Yawgmoth's Will is just another really powerful payoff. So it's nice that you can kind of pitch things like an LED early, and then when you're trying to storm off with Yawgmoth's Will, you have access to 3 additional mana. Right. And the other big thing is Armix is an artifact himself, which is great because it lets him count towards himself when he's getting -X to creatures, so you don't need much to really kill most of the meta. You also can transmute him into Bolus Citadel, which is also a nice little perk for finding another payoff.
That is. Well, and he also helps with Metalcraft and a couple things like that.
Yeah, exactly. Like Ian was saying earlier about how this is his favorite list for Mox Opal, because we really try to prioritize getting out Armix early for the most part. Mm-hmm. So Mox Opal is almost always online. It's not one of those decks where Mox Opals ever gets stuck in your hand. Like
Right,
that happens
right.
to me all the time on Evo and other things I play.
Now, there were a couple of cards that I noticed that were, while I like to call them Mikey specials, they're generally not in the more mainstream Grixis list, at least currently. I see them in various ones over the years, but one that stands out right now is Bolas's Citadel. While it's adopted, it's not necessarily always universally adopted. So what made you want to go with Bolas's Citadel versus just having those slots elsewhere?
So one reason I like Bolas's Citadel was for, as I mentioned earlier, you can transmute artifact Armix into it really efficiently, which is a nice way to find one of your payoffs. Additionally, I feel Counterbalance is really powerful with Kraum. This is something that Gustav really got me hard on with his Igra Kraum list. Because when the top of your deck is constantly changing as people have counter wars and as you're just taking turns, it's really nice where your top of the deck is like an unknown for the most part, and it just makes Counterbalance just that much better. And then since I wanted to run Counterbalance, I figured why not run Sensei's Divining Top, and then that just lent itself to having Bolas's Citadel over something like Pure.
So that's kind of like a whole package. You kind of either play all three or you play none of them, basically. Okay. So I used to play countertop and annoy Sean all the time with my Tim the Crown man lists that I used to play. But I'm a big fan of Counterbalance because it is you can keep counter magic and interaction in your hand and then just kind of incidentally either screw up people's lines because now you've blanked 2 cards out of their hand or even half their hand sometimes, or you just randomly counter spells that they are using to set up. You know what I mean? Because like with most lists, if you sort this by, say, mana value and go back to table, you can see that between 0, 1, and 2, that's about 80% of your deck. So and almost 35% is 0. And then almost 25% is 1, and 25% is 2. So you basically have like a 1 in 4 chance of just blind flipping a 2-drop, blind flipping a 1-drop, and then you have like over a 30% chance of just hitting all those 0 mana rocks that people like to cast all the time to kind of power stuff out. So if you can tap out and play, if you can play that and then leverage it, it tends to be very useful. Okay. Is there anything else of note that you wanted to mention about Armix and Kraum before we kind of moved on to the budget list?
No, I think that about covers everything. Just it's a nice mid-range game plan, lets you control the board, draw cards, and then you just get access to some of those powerful cards in Magic like Ad Naz, Necropotence, and such. So you're able to play the slow game, find your opening, and then just go for it.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, sounds good, man. All right, so next up is the budget list. So kind of like normal, I take the list that you had, I stripped it down to something that we can work with, quote unquote, and then I usually retool the mana base. This mana base is a little rough. I wanted to try to leave as much in as possible and still kind of, because I wasn't 100% sure where you wanted the shell to go. So, this mana base is only $150, which is a little bit lower than I would like generally. I usually like to do about 30% of the total budget on lands. It tends to make the decks play a little bit better. But we can work on that as we go. So, some of the notable things that I left in was, I left Mox Opal in, I left Petal in, I left in the Counterbalance package with the Citadel. We have Console, we have Breach, and we have Ad Nauseam. So is there, I'd say probably the first place to start outside of the lands is let's get the ramp sorted out first. All right. Yeah. That's probably going to be the biggest thing. So we've got most of the universal rituals. There might be a couple that we could add that we don't have, but I'm kind of on them. So you got any thoughts?
Mm. I don't hate.
Yeah, go for it.
I was gonna say I don't hate Mox Amber here necessarily, since Armix is pretty easy to cast, so you usually get them out pretty fast.
It's $30.
Like,
just kind of keep that in mind.
Oh, it's not worth $30 here then.
So that's always the fun part of this is like, is it worth the money? Like, because that was kind of the thing. Like, I pulled, like, so like for me personally, when I was looking at the ramp package, if we were to start slotting expensive rocks back in, I personally would add Mana Vault before I added Kraum Armix back in, because of the grinding station. It allows us to start looping mana positive, versus the Kraum Armix, which just mills us the next 3 cards.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
So I think in this one you need to for the budget version, I think people need to understand that you will not be casting Armix or Kraum turn 1, turn 2. I think this deck is gonna in this budget. I think this deck is gonna lose at least 2 turns because So how the deck plays, you normally try to, as Mikey said, is drive your commanders early and then accumulate value over that long period. But because you don't have all the expensive rocks, this deck is gonna play a lot slower. So you're gonna probably look like playing your commander maybe on like turn 2, turn 3. Is what you're looking for. So you're gonna look for spring leaf drum.
You think
Sadly,
so?
you're not on green.
Right.
Which is why you would play spring leaf drum, but I think you can still get away
with 7 creatures total on the list.
Well, I think we'll add more creatures when we get to there.
Yeah, I think I was just thinking of getting Armix online. So you have a turn 2. At best, you have a turn 2 Armix, turn 3 4 mana. I'm not saying it's great. I'm just saying it's better than a Mind Stone, if you get what I'm saying.
What about like Everflowing Chalice?
I mean, you're paying 2 mana for a...
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna be stuck with 2 mana rocks no matter what we do. My thought with Everflowing Chalice is, one, it scales if we need it to, but then it can also give us a 0 mana rock to kind of help power out our grinding station for when we're going for that package.
Okay. Sure. It does increase the artifact count, so yeah. I think I agree with that. I think you also might have to play slow rocks, like, I don't know how much June Amulet is going for right now.
That's like $4.
Yeah, you probably can get away with that.
Yeah, we'll probably also add the 3rd talisman on the taps for Rakdos. I don't know the name of it off the top of my head.
It is Indulgence.
Yeah, that one. So we're probably going to need to run that just as another 2 mana rock.
What about Boros, or what a Boros Signet? I always like to call it Boros. Like Dimir Signet. Is it Signet? Do we want to play those or no?
I don't know from Mikey, but I have lost love for Signets.
Yeah, I don't like Signets at all. The fact that they don't tap for mana right away is just such a deal breaker. I think now that the talisman cycle has been completed, I see no reason to run a Signet anymore personally.
A couple of decent little, one, I would probably say we should add Felwerstone, which we're not on. Oh no, we are. Never mind. It's already in there.
Yeah.
That's in my list as well.
Yeah, that's fine. I was like, so maybe like Basalt Monolith might be okay.
I don't think that's where we want to be.
No boy. No.
Okay.
No.
Do we want?
What about the tap one? Warm. What is it called?
You want Warm Power Stone?
Warm Power Stone. That's 3, doesn't it?
It's 3, and then it taps for 2.
I think we need to stay at ones that cost 2 mana the most, personally.
Mind Stone. I think we get Mind Stone before we get.
So some of the good 2-drops are like the better 2-drops that aren't Felwerstone are like God, why am I blanking on it? I'm staring right at them. Like they're on the screen. Is Mind Stone, Prismatic Lens, Liquid Metal Torque, because it also increases our dockside count. Because we can tap it and make somebody else's permanent an artifact.
Yeah.
Those are probably the next ones that are best.
I'd say maybe get away with a Cold Steel Heart.
Do you want to do like Cold Steel Heart or like Sky Diamond?
What do you think, Mikey?
I definitely like Cold Steel Heart.
Okay.
I don't think we need 2 that come into play tapped. I think
Cold Steel Heart.
that'll put us up to what, like 16 artifacts with the Cold Steel Heart?
16 right now. Yeah. Do we want to add like Mind Stone as well?
I think 16 is fine.
Okay. Because that's the other thing is I was kind of sitting here thinking that what we probably, since it's a slower list, is my general philosophy is like if you go fast, you prioritize your ramp and you prioritize your mana base. Like, yeah. And you're ramping your tutors. But if you're more of a mid-range or a control shell, you actually want to you still want to have ramp and you still want to have tutors, but you really want to focus on your interaction. You want to make sure that you can survive till you get to that mid-game.
Yeah, that's definitely where my priority lies right now, is just making sure we'll have like good interaction. I'm giving up some of the speed of getting out Armix and Kraum like turn 1. Because we just need to be able to survive until we can get those engines on board.
So maybe we should consider things like Mana Leak, Spell Snare, Pact of Negation, Swan Song.
I like all of those except for Spell Snare. I'm just kind of low on that card. I know it can hit a lot of things, but it also doesn't hit Nas and a lot of commanders.
I mean, it hits Breach and Dockside.
This is true. Like, I think the card is fine. I just think when we have 3 colors, there's better options available to us. So like Drown in the Lock, I think, is very powerful.
Swan Song is $12. Pact of Negation is $12. $10. Like Fierce is kind of out of our price. So
I know we kind of jumped to the interaction part. So
we want to.
Hold on, forgive me for backtracking a little bit here. But I think we could play Crystal Vein and Phyrexian Tower.
Well, I already have Crystal Vein in.
You do?
I definitely like the inclusion of Phyrexian Tower because I feel
$15.
I think that'll be worth it because I think we're gonna run a bit more creatures once we get to that part of the deck. Like I definitely can see some other value creatures coming in.
I think we can cut it. I think we just add it for now, Tim.
Okay, that's fine.
That's gracious. Is that how bad?
No, it's 19 now. That's $20. Fuck.
Yeah, it's deep. It's deep.
Okay, so what about? So should we? Let's go ahead. So I added the Swan Song. I added the Pact of Negation. Let's go ahead and put in Mana Leak, probably.
Definitely.
Because we really want to prioritize things that can hit creatures. Because one of the big things that I've noticed playing budget is that there's a lot more creature-based stacks, a lot more creature-based combo, and we need to be able to interact with the board in that manner.
So I disagree.
You disagree?
I do. Because I'm not saying your interaction shouldn't hit creatures. I just think because of Armix, the creatures on the battlefield will be dealt with if it's considered a combo piece. Unless they go for it on the same turn, then you can't really do anything about it.
Right.
Yeah,
but
I think having the bounce spells that we have already in here and the threat of Armix, we don't need to worry too much about it. Plus, we already have Delay. We just added Mana Leak, Pact of Negation.
Drown.
We have a fair amount of ways. Yeah, Drown the Lock. We have a fair amount of universal answers.
Okay.
I don't hate the addition of Mana Drain. We are only 3 colors, and you generally want to prioritize blue-black sources.
You want to play Mana Drain?
And we have 4 Mana Drain?
How much is it?
It's like $50.
No.
No.
How about Counter Spell?
Sure, if you wanted to play manager, you could play. You can definitely.
I'm just saying it's $1.
Yeah.
Then throw that one in.
I mean, we can.
Cheaper.
I was gonna say I would probably personally prefer to play like if we're gonna spend $50 on a counter spell, like let's put in Fierce.
Fierce, yeah.
Or SWAT.
I agree.
Like we could do like for $50 we could do SWAT and Fierce. Or SWAT and Flusterstorm almost. That's 55. So I mean we could do that.
Okay. I mean I like that. I'm not opposed to having Fierce. Fierce is good.
So do we want to do Fierce at 42 or do we want to do SWAT? Oh, SWAT's 41?
Yeah, SWAT is going up, slowly climbing.
All right, so which one would you prefer out of the two?
Definitely Fierce.
Okay. All right. So let's move Fierce to the main. Do we want to jam $22 Flusterstorm?
No.
I don't think it's as good in budget since people aren't gaining as many spells.
I think it's good. It's just not like for like with a cost benefit analysis kind of thing.
It's not $20 good.
All right. So I mean, we have a decent interaction suite. We still have 15 cards to go, and we have about $120 ish.
I don't like this part.
Because it's one blue, one colorless. It's a lot easier to cast.
Let's play common spell.
Double blue is hard, dude. Have you tried having double blue on turn 2?
Oh, okay.
Forgot how greedy people are, Shawnee.
Yeah, come on, man. How many times have you played against Cody?
What's up with this non-fetch mana base, too?
Because fetches are expensive. The cheapest fetches, I mean, if you want to take power out, that's where we're getting at.
I mean, you're good. You're good, boss. You're good. I'm just here to bitch.
I'm with you. Like I originally had when I was first doing the mana base, I initially had Marsh Flats and Arid Mesa in here because those are the cheapest right now.
Yeah.
And I was like, how about I just play another Rainbow Land?
You know.
Like
I personally take the double blue over the mana league, but if you both agree with the mana league, then go for it.
Well, we're gonna play Counterspell also.
Yeah, we're playing.
We are. Oh, we're playing both. Okay, then
yeah.
That's fine.
It's just we're really leveraging turn 1, turn 2, basically just holding up interaction essentially, unless we get a really hot start. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Sounds good.
Okay. So a couple of things of note that have been removed that we should probably consider. Entomb is out. Shallow Grave is out. Vamp Tutor is out. Diabolic Intent. Demonic Tutor is out. Jessica's Will is out. Psych Rift is out. Do we need any of those things? Or are they integral to the plan for the price?
You just named the core of Grixis.
Yeah, we definitely need some tutors. I'm not sure.
We do. I mean, there's yeah.
How much is Grim Tutor going for these days?
15.
I hate to admit it, but if we're trying to save money, Praetor's Grass might not be the worst thing.
Praetor's Grass 15, and I would definitely play it. I would play it over. I would play it over Grim. If I had to between the two.
DT up to now?
Demonic Tutor is $30. I'm not saying that we can't put it in. I'm just saying I took them out initially.
Okay, intent needs to go back in.
There's also Solve the Equation too.
Yeah, no, you can play Solve the Equation. I have no issue playing that. You can get away with Fabricate, but I think that might be leaning too much into the single line.
Yeah, I don't love Fabricate.
I was gonna say if we were gonna play that, why don't we just play Reshape?
Because Reshape you still have to pay X. It doesn't matter.
We gotta pay X anyway, right? Because
Well, you know, transmute is just a better one, right? Can you pay the difference?
Yeah, I know.
With reshape, you still have to pay the full value.
What I'm saying is, I mean, wouldn't it be better to pay 2 blue and X to get Citadel into play than paying a blue, 2 colorless, and X to get Bolus of Citadel into play?
I think something that we might be able to do to help cut down on costs is instead of Citadel, just run Peer into the Abyss.
We can do that.
And then we can take out top. Because without transmute artifact, Citadel gets a bit worse, in my opinion.
Okay.
You don't have the ability to just cheat it out. Because then, like, if you're trying to reshape it, 2 blue and then 6 other colorless, like that, it's kind of a tall order.
Yeah.
That also opens up considerable budget to add in, like, Kraum Armix and Mana Vault. Or Mana Vault and Kraum Armix, possibly.
Yeah, exactly. I think if we can cut that package, then we can start adding also like tutors, because like demonic tutor, diabolic intent definitely are needed.
So we'll do demonic is 31, so that's the cheaper of the two. And then you want to do diabolic intent first, or would you rather try to get vamp tutor in? Well, I guess it's not. We'd rather have the hand now because we're not worrying about the top of the library. So move to main board. Peer into the Abyss. The Abyss. All right, so Peer's in. Do we want to play like Rhystic Study, Necropotence, things like that?
I think we can get away without Necropotence, but I think like Rhystic Study is.
We should have Rhystic in. Okay, all right.
Yeah,
no, that's fine. It's just $30. So I'm like, God, at $30, I just can't. I've been cutting it a lot just because of that, and in a lot of games, it's not as hot as it is in budgetless.
That's fair. I still think the card's just
it's good.
Even if people are paying their taxes, like we need people to slow down the game.
Do we want to add Mana Vault?
Let's see. Let me refresh and see what the budget's at.
No, we're at 660 right now. And we got 12 cards to go.
We should add in a blood pet.
Definitely.
Yeah, I like that. That is ramp in a sense.
Yeah.
Do we want to add in my favorite? The Pilferer?
The Pilferer that makes a treasure when
it dies and then has Encore? Yeah.
That doesn't seem too great.
You pay 1, sack it to a Calling of the Meek, make a treasure. Sack it to the tower, make a treasure. Pay 4, get 3 copies. Sack it to the tower, get 3 treasures. I don't know. I'm not saying that that's what to do. I'm just saying like that's the thing.
That's the ceiling of the card. Yeah.
Is Ghostly Pilfer good at all in like lower budget stuff?
It's okay. It works with Springleaf Drum. And it's recursive card draw. It is a discard outlet if we needed it.
Yep.
All right. So hear me out. What about Mizzix Mastery?
Never play with the cards. I don't have an opinion on it.
It's pretty good. I think here's I usually don't find it necessary, but since we are lacking the density of tutors I'm used to, I think we do need to up our threats that we can potentially find.
Yeah. Well, and it can also be used like a Yogg's Will too, almost.
Yeah, I think the card is a very powerful effect. For me, like when I'm building decks, it's usually like, what are the two big payoff spells I want? So the original version of this list, it was Adnos Citadel. Now it's Adnos Peta. But since we don't have like Imp Seal, we don't have Vamp Tutor, I think it's good to add that extra threat.
Okay. Mizzix.
I also think Dark Confidant could be worth adding. I know it's probably like $30, $40, but
how about Mindblade Render? $25 versus $2.
But
It doesn't
Isn't
always
Bob-
get in. Is my issue because
Yeah.
we don't. And like if Kraum was like a warrior, be like
Yeah, that's true.
But
Dark.
the fact that he has to get in, I think Dark Confidant's worth it because, like I said, we're losing density of tutors.
Mhm.
We kind of need to just be able to churn through our deck as best we can.
$30.
Well, I think that's worth it personally.
All right, if you say it's worth it, it's worth it.
And then I think we can up cantrips just to keep digging, like Ponder.
Yeah.
can we? Isn't there an effect that is cheaper than Confidant right now? What about that one that you flip a coin? That weird one. I see someone play.
I'm not
It's like
familiar.
It's a creature. You flip a coin. You flip it 3 times. If you got this number, I don't know. It's like a bad Sylvan Library on a creature.
Let me look at a Crarkless. That they are running it.
I bet you they are. Does the 3 people in chat know what we're talking about? Because I am drawing a blank. Oh, is it the one where you flip 5 coins and deal 5 damage when it attacks or something?
I don't know. I know it draws cards. That's all I know.
What about?
If you
Ooh,
win-
I like how breachy are we? Like, do we want like the Dragon Rage channeler, Bergie, like stuff like that?
I don't know about Bergie, but Dragon's Rage Chandler could be good just to help filter draws.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Zero said you Siri? Maybe. Maybe.
Oh, yeah, I just found it.
How do you?
It's YUSRI. Usiri
YU
Flame.
SRI.
Yeah, whenever it attacks, choose a number between 1 and 5. Flip that many coins. For each flip you win, draw a card. For each flip you lose, it deals 2 damage to you.
Not actually. I've seen it do pretty decent, and like it's an evasive flyer, so can just. I mean, I'll take 10 damage for 5 cards.
It's a 3 drop.
Yeah. It's like okay.
Is it?
I definitely put it in the it's filler. Like, you know, like that is one thing you got to remember with these types of decks. Like, there's going to be some amount of filler. At least until
3 drop. Yeah, there's a 3 drop power that raid like Confidant. When it's after it attacks at the end step, you reveal a card. I mean, there's cheaper Confidant effects.
there's Dark Tutelage.
No.
No.
That's a no, Tim.
For one more colorless, okay.
I mean, if that's the case, if we're looking for tutors, we're gonna play Dark Petition. If we're
That's what I meant. I meant Dark Petition, or that's what I meant.
okay. I'm like, what?
Oh yeah, we can play Dark Petition. It's only $3.
Yeah, I don't hate that. Our graveyard's going to be pretty big, and it's not the best, obviously, but when you're on a budget, you need tutors. That's what makes Grixis so powerful.
Yeah.
Right. You got to get there.
And if you want to get cute, you could play that Scheming Cemetery.
I would be. So my thing with Scheming Symmetry is I would be much more apt to play it if we were a faster deck or we were still on Citadel.
Yeah, I think it's a little too risky here. How much would it cost if we added a little bit of a Narset package?
Like Wheel of Misfortune and Narset?
Yeah, maybe not Wheel of Misfortune, like Dark Deal maybe, or one where you wheel each turn. It's Whispering Madness.
Oh, Whispering Madness. So that's all cheap.
That's not cheap?
No, it
It
is.
is cheap.
Yeah.
Whispering Madness.
Maybe add like Narset, Whispering Madness, Dark Deal. Is Winds of Change expensive? I forgot.
It's like
that
15, I think. It's not too bad.
It's not bad.
Whispering Madness, Windfall.
We have
Dark
entered
Deal.
my side.
Yeah, this is something Jamaican dude's been doing with his version of Armix Kraum, and I think that might be a decent route to go with the more budget friendly. Just have like some
we
more
gotta
A plus
change that.
Bs.
Hold on 1 second. I gotta at least be able to read the card. Okay, there we go. So you said Dark Deal. Oh no, I got Dark Deal in. So I got Dark Deal in. I got Windfall. We got Whispering Madness. You want Winds of Change in too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Nope, that's fine.
What?
It's also just a way we can just cycle through our hand if we're running out of stuff.
So it is $15.
I think that's fine. We're at 710 now and 103 cards, so we actually have
Just like 1 second.
Right.
a little wiggle room.
Do we want to try to bust in like a Kraum Armix, or we can add like a Psych Rift?
Did we not get the vault in?
We got the Vault in already. Oh no.
Then, yeah, let's do.
I did not add that. I thought I did add the
You did
Vault.
not.
Let's add Vault and Kraum Armix, see how we are with price, and
Or that's gonna put us to like 800.
that's fine. We can, if we
We
need to
can
cut one,
rework
we
it.
can. Yeah,
Okay.
I'd just rather have them in for now.
All right, so we're at 105 and we're at 850 right now. So we got to cut $100.
Okay, let's see here. Where's expensive stuff?
Dark Confidant, especially since we added all the wheels in.
Keep your hands off Bobby.
Yeah,
Keep
Hey,
your hands off
yo.
Bobby.
I used to play Team America in Legacy. So I was rocking Tomb Stalkers and Force of Wills, playing 4 Bobs. No fear, baby. No fear.
That's no fair right there. A hundred? Man, that's a lot of moolah.
I mean, just saying. Well, let's see where
What did
we're.
we put into to 852?
we added Kraum Armix. We added
Yeah, we had a Kraum Armix and
Do we have to have Chromox though? That can go in my book.
I would definitely prioritize. So with the with the grinding station, I would definitely want Vault over Kraum Armix. Personally, it also helps us power out Kraum better.
I agree with that. I'm just looking.
What
for
about All-Star Storm card dramatic reversal? Can we like save something there?
I mean,
Like,
there's not.
cut the Chromox. Oh, we're at 105. I maybe we just need to cut cards and then see if we can just get to 100.
So I would
Oh,
say
well,
let's
go
cut
ahead.
Kraum Armix probably.
I'm
Yeah.
on board.
That's reasonable.
I want it, but
Yeah, it's just a lot. It's 750
Yeah.
is hard.
Um,
They'll bring us
Okay.
down to 790, so that's $40.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
yeah, and honestly, I mean, I'm willing to go a little bit over, but I'd like to
and
get
then
closer.
What about, I personally, I've cut Diabolic Intent from my list because the creature count was low.
And
But
it's
I'm
still
all
not
for it.
high.
Yeah, but it's higher.
For me, when I play Intent, I generally want at least 14 to 15 creatures plus my commanders. Generally.
Uh,
We're also on 30 lands too.
we're
But
on 30 lands, yeah.
But we're on 5 basics because I wanted to make sure that we could fix. So we had to go a little heavy.
5? Oh, we're playing 2 snow, 1 of each.
Yeah.
Oh,
1 of each and 2 snow. I mean, we could cut the mountain.
Yeah, I think we can
yeah,
definitely
cut them out.
cut mountain. Yeah, the red counts more of a splash. Yeah, 16% is red.
Yeah. I just wouldn't want to go below 29 lands, to be honest. I know the main list is on 27, but we're not on
that's what-
fetches.
That's what fetches Mox Diamond, Mana Crypt, like a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mike, if you had to choose Demonic Tutor, Diabolic Intent, or Gamble, which
I would definitely keep the Diabolic Intent and Demonic Tutor.
We lost him.
No.
No.
Tragic.
I know, it is tragic. I just messaged him. He's like a Sylvan Library. 2.5. Yeah, he is kind of like 2.5. Just got to practice the coin flipping, you know?
Hello?
You're back. There we go.
Oh, I didn't know I left. Okay.
You did. So he said gamble.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
Cut gamble?
I mean, those are the
Oh,
two-
no.
What?
No, never mind. I lied.
What?
Yeah, Gamble's the weakest out of them, and I like Gamble more when you have like Mana Crypt and stuff, because like just turn 1 Gamble for Mana Crypt is just super good. I know Gamble has a lot of synergy with Breach, but we don't have LED to pitch.
No,
Like
we're on
that,
like
so-
pedal.
Yeah, we're going a little bit more for grinding station. So I think the black tutors are just better because they also can get us our wheels. Because we increase the amount of A+Bs in this deck now, right? Because we have Narset, we have more synergy with Notion Thief.
Right.
But like that's something else to prioritize. Like solve the equations in there, which also can find us a wheel or some sort of payoff.
Do we
like
want
Mystics.
an Entomb style effect? Like Unmarked Grave or something?
No, this is something I've talked to a Jamaican dude about my list. Like 2 of the big flex slots were Entomb Shallow Grave. I like it because it's cute because you can win instant speed with Thassa's Oracle, or you like if you do a big Necro, you like discard Oracle, then Shallow Grave it back and things like that in the end step. But it's more cute than anything. Like that's like the Mikey tech that anyone who picks up the list are like, these are weird, and I'm like, you are correct. You can cut them.
Gotcha. Okay. Sorry. The queen of the house summoned me. Ellie,
Oh,
my
good.
pitbull.
It's all good.
Can't argue with the pibble. All right, so we got 2 left to cut.
I think Usuri can go.
All right.
I know it draws cards, but
Nah.
it's
Bob is better. I'd rather have Bob.
exactly.
Oh, now you want back in? Worse than a cat.
You're worse than I can.
Nope. You're out.
All right, so it's still about $20.
What about Faithless Looting?
Card selection.
Yeah, like if we need a, do we need to like cut another $20? Or are you fine with it being around like $7?
I'd like to cut a little bit more, but we don't have to cut 20.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So,
Trying to
like-
think. Is the Phyrexian Tower worth it?
I don't think so.
Personally, sure.
But I like
How
the
about-
card. It says like Blood Pet. We're usually going to be sacking right away. Simian Spirit Guide does not count as a creature. Oracle doesn't really count as a creature.
I'd rather have a fetch land than tower.
Yeah, I think we can cut Tower, and that'll get us right around the budget that you're looking for. We can add in another land to keep it at 29. It's just then we can cut, I think, maybe like Preordain. It's the worst of our cantrips, in my opinion. Either that or Faithless Looting. Or Sleight of Hand. We can,
Sleight of hand. I play sleight of hand. I really grew to love sleight of hand under Hull Breacher.
So why not play Consider over one of these? See, cut Preordain, that's fine, but
I mean, I
Why
cut
not
sleight of
play
hand, but
yeah, why not play Consider over? I would play Consider over Ponder. That would be terrible. Okay, that's fine.
I mean, we could play consider like maybe like over Preordain.
Yeah, but you were cutting Preordain completely.
No, we cut
right?
sleight of hand.
we cut Sleight of Hand.
Oh yeah, then play Consider over Preordain. I mean, that's what I think.
I
don't
agree with
disagree.
that. It fills our graveyard for Breach, Mizzix. Like, because now we have Mizzix Mastery too. That's another graveyard payoff.
Right.
Yeah.
This Armix things. So I like that.
Yeah. All right. So let's add. All right. I'm just gonna do it. We're just gonna bite the bullet. We're just gonna, and then So I put March Flats in, so now we do got to cut a couple bucks.
That's okay.
All right. So I'm going to be honest. I haven't been digging on Chain of Vapor that much in budget lists. It's cheap, yes. But all my rocks fucking cost 2 mana, and everybody will bounce my rocks, and then I have to try to recast them, and I get screwed.
That's reasonable. You have more experience playing at this budget range than I do, and that makes sense. When all your rocks are 2, it's not like people are scared to bounce your shit because you're just bouncing back your Mox Diamond, your Mana Crypt, your Opals, and all this.
Right. They're bouncing my Talisman back at me, and then they're like leaving the stacks piece on the board that I need dealt with, and I'm just like, Urgh.
Yeah, that checks. I don't hate that consideration. Plus, we have Armix to deal with some onboard threats.
Yeah. Oh, we lost Sean again. We could play like something like Rapid or Pungify or a Braid or something like that, or even like another spell, like even another bounce spell, like the one that we can pay 1 to bounce our stuff and 2 to bounce their stuff.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Maybe this isn't our card. Jamaican dude's kind of high on his Rushing River.
I like it. Rushing River's it's solid. I just don't know if I want to go down a land, personally. But our land count is pretty high, so probably not gonna get hurt too bad from it.
Yeah, and even though our rocks are 2 mana, we still have 15 artifacts.
Yeah.
And that's without, Citadel
plus rituals.
And all these. Yeah, these are all making mana now, so I think that's fine if we. And you also don't need to sack the land, right?
No. And Rushing River is 25 cents.
Cool.
And it'll help. We can bounce our dockside and bounce their shenanigans, and
Shawnee,
what
you
was
missed
that?
it. I suggested Rushing River.
Oh, Scoots! Thanks for the bits. Sean was in a robe, and I think he's gone now. E-Zone, let's go. Get probes sucks.
No.
Thanks for the bits. Oh man. All right. So I think it's about where I'm comfortable with it. 764 is okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty pleased.
Yeah.
Still has the spirit of the original deck for the most part. Obviously, you have to make some concessions, but this will definitely work.
Yeah, and honestly, I'll probably jam a few games of it on Trice and then maybe tweak it a little bit after the fact. This was a little soft and little, kind of. But all right, so we're clocking in at 764. We have a average CMC of 1.9. Obviously, your list is much lower.
Yeah.
Well, actually, not that bad. 1.77.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, so it's not insignificant. There's also a couple if we really wanted to, we could I could maybe add in a couple of transmute tutors if I needed to, just to kind of help us, because there's the one that
Muddle the Mixture. We should be on Muddle the Mixture. You are correct.
Well, there's the black one that's way cheaper. Don't play dress down my mix. But Scott, we want to make your slug sad. That's why. Hold on 1 second. Let me find what it's called. I'm drawing a blank off the top of my head. There is Muddle.
Shred Memory.
Yeah, so there's Shred Memory and there's Muddle. I think it'll be easier to pay the 3 black than it would be to do double blue and then do anything else besides that.
Yeah,
personally,
I just like Muddle because it's a better, it's another piece of interaction versus Shred Memory, which is not as relevant. I know exiling 4 cards could be good against certain decks, but I think Muddle is more universal, if that makes sense.
All right, Muddle. So what are we cutting for Muddle then?
Let's see. We need to keep the lands there.
And we need to cut about $6 for Muddle.
Okay. Let's take a peek at what we have.
Ah, man. Good night, Scoots. Thanks for the bits. Nice. Sean, are you in a bathrobe?
There was a Scoots Big Goods?
Yeah, Scoots was in here, popped in to say hello, show us some love.
Well, hi and bye, Scoots. Hi and bye.
We need to cut $6.
About $6, yeah.
So yes.
What
How about this?
$6 for?
Because he just added
what?
Muddle.
Ooh, good card, good card.
Yeah, because we were talking about other transmute cards on tutors, and I was like, oh, Sean and I talked about this.
We're on Russian River, Sean.
Oh.
Honestly, I think we could cut River Glide Pathway. That card's like $5 and just add in another like basic or something, because our red count is so low. I think if we just add another cheap thing that taps for blue, I think
Darkwater Catacombs is pretty cheap.
That works.
It is a signet land, just so you know. So you pay a colorless and then it makes a blue-black.
Yeah.
Filter.
Is that okay? Is that good with y'all?
Yeah, I don't love it, but I think that's better than River Glide Path.
There's also like Choked Estuary, which isn't great, but it's okay.
You could play, actually, you're playing a lot of basic. You could get away with Sunken Hollow.
Already in.
Already in? Oh,
And Smoldering Marsh.
Yeah, then I guess choke it, man.
So we can play Choked Estuary. That's one I play. It's decent. Plus we play Ash Barrens, which allows us to like keep the land, like to go and help us get the land we need. Like it's not 100%, but you know it's a thing.
Yeah.
There's also Sean will make fun of me. There's Aether Hub.
Stop it.
I'm joking. It's only good in like decks that really need it.
Oh.
All right. Choked Estuary. Wayne Brady gonna have to choke Estuary.
Man, this looks lovely.
All right. Well, I think we've got a list, boys. We're a little bit over, but respectable. And if you really need to be a stickler for the 750, you can just not play Swan Song.
Yeah, there's easy cuts. And some of the expensive cards are stuff people have. Like I feel like almost everyone has a Swan Song that has played this game. Yeah, you're right.
Well, if you played Commander for any reasonable amount of time, you probably have that card. You know. So.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, thanks for joining me, Mikey. Where can people find you?
I pretty much just like live on Discord. I'm in like the Playing with Power Discord. I'm in Ian's Discord. I was in Founders for a while, so I'm pretty easy to find. If you ask someone, they'll give you my ID, and I'm always down to DM or chat about different lists that I have that you're interested in. Okay. I have one of the Anala lists on the database as well as an Evo list on the database. So if you don't want to talk about Grixis, I also can talk about some Sans Black stuff.
But who would want to do that?
I don't know, man. I've talked to Ian in Vegas. I was like, yeah, Tom Waker's just better than Evo. I think it's time to retire this list. But we'll keep it together.
And Sean, where can people find you, sir?
You can find me at a lot of places. You can find Mikey and Tim. Actually, no, that's a lie. You can find Tim everywhere. Yeah.
I'm a hussy. I get around.
Yeah, you can find me on Nexus. You can find me on Playing with Power. I'm not active on these chats though, so if you want my attention, you have to ping me and wait like an hour for a response. Just
or longer.
Or like longer.
5 hours.
The island time is real. It's real.
It's strong.
It's strong here. So yeah.
Well, thanks again, guys. And anybody who's actually still listening, if you want to support us, you can go to patreon.com/CDH_budget_brews. Throw us a couple bucks. Helps keeps the lights on. Pays for all the hosting and all that kind of stuff, the interwebs. Check us out on YouTube at CH Budget Brews. You can check out our Discord, CH Budget Brews. You can check out my Moxfield, where all of the budget lists are hosted, or you can go to the website, which is budgetbrews.club. And everybody, thanks for checking us out, and have a great night. Bye.
A good one.